never give up. Right? Never give up. But it is always best to utilize the time right ahead of you and do your best the first time instead of having to do over. But there are second chances. There are periods in time where we may fall short, and that's okay. Just never give up as well. Gypsy putting it as raw as possible, right? Have ambition to do great things. You can be anything you want to be, and whatever you are doing, take pride in it as well. I always try to set that understanding as well in the society that we need every single member a productive person in the society. We can't run a country with just doctors and lawyers. Maybe we could do without the lawyers sometimes, right? Well, we definitely can't do it without the doctors. We can't do it without the sanitation engineers. We can't do it without the pipe layers, those who doing repairs to whatever broken main on the beatum last night into this morning. There are some valued people in our society who sometimes we do not place sufficient value. Right now we could barely deal with the society without CPEP as well, because pressure, the place on the grass is high. But we have to value every single member of our society, every productive member, and we have to really set a society where we have as many productive people as possible. That has to be our goal. One of our callers yesterday would have alluded to that. Yes, we're really looking at those children going into school now, encouraging them, assisting them so that they could do their very best. Seize the opportunity to get those basics and even more. Right? You have to be able to read, to write, to do your mathematics, to calculate, your earnings, etc. You have to be able to attain skills so that you can trade them for something else within the society, so you can barter, get paid and buy whatever else you need. So the caller was mentioning that, yes, very important, these children who are in school now, but also those who have finished. I don't even want to reach to the point about those who drop out, and that's something that we need to fix and ensure nobody falls through the cracks. But the wider mass of our youth who finish, we have to structure a society where there is a place for them. We have to do that. Right? And I think a caller mentioned how lackadaisical we are, right? That's a big word. A Trinbagonian word. I don't know if that appears in the Oxford Dictionary. I had to check that one. But we have to be more structured and intent. We have to understand our economy and the pathways that exist thereafter, and really engineer a country that takes up that human resource. Boy, even if it is a plan, as other countries have had the plan where we cannot sustain everybody, but we will export that human potential, right? We have to plan. If it is that human capital is a major factor, and we send in people here, there as professionals in whatever way. Cuba, for example, exports medical personnel, And of course, they have a thriving medical industry that attracts Trinbagonians, of course, that attract people from all over the world who are looking for that ultimate health care. So we must organize ourselves and create sufficient avenues to utilize this human capital, this human potential. Because in the absence of utilizing it in a productive manner that is profitable, right, for the crass capitalists who could only understand dollars, right? In the absence of that, they become negative or minus. Right? If they're not doing something productive, as the caller again yesterday kind of concluded our show with that offering as well. If they don't put something productive back, if they're not engaged, then they become idle, and that those idle hands create so much mischief. So much mischief. And mischief is rampant in our land. Right? It is, mischief is not a word, but you try to kidnap a pilot who was, and an elderly pilot as well, who has served Trinidad and Tobago for such a long period of time. For what? For material gain. It's not gonna work out. I seldom repeat the words of police and police commissioners, but I have to repeat the words of the police commissioner now. That is just not going to work. Don't even put it as an option. It's not going to work. It's not sustainable. It's a dead end. I'll break it down, right? It's a dead end. No, a real dead end. And there is so much to life. There's so much to life. If you take your time, if you put in a good effort, and you maintain a positive attitude, there's so much that you can get out of life. Don't be too confused with all the bling and the material things. Don't worry for that. There is one. But there's so much, especially in our beautiful Twin Island Republic, where you could walk in the back of Beatum and go and take a bath and laugh with your friends and enjoy so much, where you have glorious nights with a beautiful moon, cool breeze, hills and mountains, valleys, rivers to go and explore. Live, right? Choose life over the confusion of bling and those things that you run down, money, and run down in the wrong way. While on the topic of the Commissioner of Police and his advice, of course he made a little visit to a school yesterday. I don't know if it's more than one. I'm now browsing through. But you're speaking to students at San Fernando East Secondary School during a visit, and that's a nice vibe. Smile on his face, right? I much prefer the shirt and the jacket than the tactical wear with the punisher on the side, but I understand the importance of also being tough on crime, right? And of course, you know, the burning question that some people are asking, if officers are armed or not, and he went on to explain that he wouldn't get into what each officer has in terms of arms or whether they are unarmed. It is all based on assessments that were done that dictate what the officers would require to utilize. And we have that understanding, right? We understand that it is a real balancing act that is being done. We are trying to curtail really challenging circumstances that we have faced in the past, and also mitigate the chance of any further serious instance taking place. We know that they had a certain level of training taking place, and we understand what is going on. So let's not make it too much of an issue. But we as well, myself and all the listeners who thinking clearly. You know, some people are injected in their minds different types of ideas and biases, right? But for us who are really concerned about our children, you know, we thinking clearly on the matter, and we understand the challenge ahead of us, and we understand the challenge that these officers have, and we're praying for the best for them and for our children in these schools. And we have also done our part as speaking it into existence, right? You know, we always talk about that. We have done our part, so we are speaking to our children, right? Some of us even speaking to our neighbors' children, because we're trying to assist as much as possible, because we know there may be shortfalls as well. Let us do all that we can. Let us speak to them in terms of the example that we set as well. You know, as Trinbagonians, we have a kind of ultra-violent way that we approach discipline at times. So we tell the children, we go bust their head, we go, you know, lick off their head, all kind of things. Sometimes we have to be careful as well. I'm not saying, and I've never said spare the rod, eh? But I've also said, and I've also expressed that when you are angry and upset, like when they trip you off, if you don't have a high threshold of control, high enough, because children could test you, that's not the time to discipline. You don't want to create a greater problem. You want to actually find a solution to produce the discipline that is necessary without abuse, without having to damage, without damaging a child physically and mentally as well. Right? It is an art. It is a skill that I myself am still trying to, can't even say perfect, struggling with. In Trinidad and Tobago, Fuad Abubakar's Trinidad and Tobago, you know, whenever I do have that level of influence, you know, parenting, boy, I tell you, I would pay for prospective parents to go through a parenting crash course. Nah, not a crash course, a success course. I didn't even want to put crash in it. And to do that level of follow-up. Because I believe if we put it into the parents, they will also put it into the children. And gradually we have a tremendous, beautiful society, you know, but we could fix the cracks. We could plaster up the ends that are a little off. We could turn back the hands. We could build back tongue, right? So yeah, that caller, I think they got wise as well. We up to the hour, so we're gonna take the break for the ads, and then we'll take the calls as well, right? We'll be right back. Blessings to everyone.
And so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM.
Light up your weekends at Vibes Nightclub, Tobago's hottest spot. 3 epic nights of music and energy await every Thursday. Karaoke Thursdays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Grab the mic, unleash your inner star, and sing all night. Beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and giveaways for the best singers. Every Friday, Limers Fridays. Kick off at 8 p.m. with free entry. Vibes with your crew and enjoy beers on special for $10, 2 Campari for $25, and 2 White Oak for $25. Every Saturday, Raw Saturdays. Everything goes, nothing but good vibes. Free entry and an all-star DJ cast to bring the vibes. Vibes Nightclub is where Tobago shines. Join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for music, fun, and unforgettable nights. Don't miss out. Your weekend starts at Vibes.
The #1 bookstore in Trinidad is having the biggest back-to-school sale for the holidays.
Shop at Sharon's Bookstore for the biggest back-to-school sale.
All your kindergarten, preschool,
primary, secondary school,
and tertiary education supplies at ridiculously low prices. Sharon's also carries a wide range of sneakers, socks, t-shirts, vests for girls and boys,
and much more items for school. So don't miss Sharon's back-to-school sale.
Now on Eastern Main Road, San Juan, Tunapuna.
2 locations at Trin City Mall, ground level and first level. We're also open on Sundays from 8 a.m. Check us on Facebook for up-to-date info and promotions. Also, message us for a quick response.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round. The East-West Corridor. Saturday, September 20th. Central and South Trinidad. Saturday, September 27th. And Tobago. Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT. Get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Cricket fans, it's time to smash hunger for 6. This CPL season, chase the crunch with KFC's Boundary Bucket. 6 juicy pieces of chicken, 4 crispy tenders, and 4 mouth-watering sides just for $139.95. This offer is available via the KFC, TTT, AP, or in-store kiosks. So pad up, download the KFC TTT app, or click the kiosk to order today. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Alloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it. What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause they don't know we were the crown. It's a big D. Say what you want, KFC.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe, ready to drink. It just hits different.
And the playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe, ready to drink. On the road, we on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your boo. Hits different, it's different. Vanilla latte mocha. It's different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe, ready to drink.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Are you ready to elevate your baking game? Try Lion Brand Self-Rising Flour, now in our convenient and eco-friendly pouch packaging. With just the right balance of flour and baking powder, our self-rising flour takes the guesswork out of baking. Whether you're whipping up fluffy pancakes for the kids or baking a delicious cake for that special occasion, Lion Brand Self-Rising Flour helps you create not just food, but connections that bring people together. Bake more, worry less, and share the goodness. Lion Brand, the power behind our great taste traditions.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again. We thank God, of course, for another day and the opportunity of life, the opportunity to come together on even this forum, to share ideas, to discuss what is taking place in our space with the aim of making it better. Yeah? That we always remember that. Not to promote we own perspectives for our self-benefit, but to make Trinidad and Tobago better for all of us. Hey, good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Sean. I'm listening to the program.
Morning, Granny. How are you doing?
Well, Granny halfway, but you know, I'm still in.
You're still in. You ain't out yet. You're still batting.
No, right, yeah. I'm watching the country, listening to your good program. Yeah, you know, and you're trying to see what you could do to help the country. You're trying to see what you could do to encourage the youths to go good. You remind me of Professor Kojo.
Right.
Professor Kojo was trying to do the same thing. But one thing was different to him, he realized it after. He was making excuse for youths when they do wrong things. And that was the bad part about it. You know?
Yeah.
Now, this kidnapping with this pilot boy, I'm saying, this what really wrong with these fellas? One under 20, I think 124 years. Yeah? All you look, granny old. I never own money. You cook whatsoever you have. You go, you clean somebody's yard. Anything you do in work is worship. Beauty is God. Anything you do in, if you go in a little room you live in, you cook whatsoever you have. You have to eat the highest thing. And you pray to your God, you sit down and you eat it, you pray to your God and see if you could do good to somebody, or you could say something good, or you go to Holy Fire. You don't have that man work, send him to school, and how hard he working to fly a plane, how much hustle he had to do.
Yeah.
Why is it people are still learning to do? Let me tell you, Professor Kojo tried best to, but what happened to people?
Yeah.
Professor Kojo asked Sat Maharaj. He said, Mr. Maharaj, how you getting people together? But Sat Maharaj wasn't getting people together because Sat Maharaj would put you in a place and Sat Maharaj would tell you you're wrong. Don't make excuse for you. You think it's a high Indian in the jail? You think it's a high Indian in kidnapping?
Yeah.
It have them too. What really wrong with people, boy? That man have a mother. That man have a family. Go and work now. Any work you do, eat and drink and pray to your God.
Yeah, thank you very much, Granny, for that advice.
All right, son.
Yeah.
All right, you know how to listen to your program. You give in the youth something good.
Yeah.
You give in the youth to work, to do something good to somebody. You're telling the youth, and you're not talking nothing racial.
Yeah.
You have everybody together. What happened to these youth? Thanks, son. Thanks, and God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you too. You know, we have the challenge of the mental state of people as well. They want, and they want small. They don't think about that sustainable, that bit by bit and that growth. Nah. Remember, the measure of the society in many ways is negative, is what you have, and they want. So the driving impetus to do these type of stupid things, it think about it. These type of immoral things as well. The immorality in the society to the loss of that substance and that godness, that goodness, godness. Like Granny say, oh God, the man 60 years old, the man work here, family and all kind of thing. Come on. Morning caller, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad.
Hey, morning, Mr. West, welcome.
Yes, I heard you made some brilliant comments this morning with respect to that police commissioner.
Yeah.
I think no man is perfect, but thus far I've seen, some positives in terms of his energy, his ability to relate to the public and not being on what we call public relations.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that is a part from the past where previous people who acted and performed in the position were engaged, and just like the politicians, public relations.
Yeah, plenty show business. It had a man there, boy, the man skillful in show business.
Yes. Yeah. What you want is people who could get the job done.
Yeah.
People who can stand up there, stand up in the public, stand up out there, and, account to the people. let the people know what, he's communicating with the people, and that is very important.
Yeah.
So I am very satisfied with what is taking place within the police service. Not well, I'm saying at the head, because I'm hearing about some tension within the ranks. But you'd always find that some people believe that in Trinidad here, those people who perform the least, they believe that they should be elevated to the highest position.
Yeah.
And if you examine the police service, you have people there who really sitting there and doing that and just draws a pay. And that is what is happening. And also in the public service, generally in the civil service, you find that. But I'm saying I am satisfied thus far with his operation. And if I tend to look at him with Gary and those people, Gary had his way and whatnot. It's not everything that I supported. But he seemed to, he may have learned something from him, or probably happened something from him, or probably it's natural to him. I don't know. But that is the kind of energy I think you need in this country with respect to dealing with crime and policing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That is what you want. Right? Another thing I want to say, the question of parenting. I don't know why they don't get people to go. I mean, yes, you communicate, you speak about parenting, but you need to get that to the people. And one of the ways that they could do it, I think, yes, is through the media. But you get people who are really in tune with it. Not people who come and espouse a spew a theory and all kind of this. And people who could relate to the ordinary man on the street. Let them talk. You have people like that, but they're in between. And don't take no friends and family. Because some people come and really and truly, when you get on the air, they book from the time you listen for 5 minutes, they bore you. You need people who could actually reach those people, be where the people, communicate with people are where they act. That is what you need, but you need to have that approach. Get on the air, get a program, get programs, get those people who are competent, those people who have the skill in terms of reaching those people who are in need of that kind of skill, that kind of understanding and whatnot.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to talk about before I leave, I don't want to be too long. I looked at the Minister of Finance, and what I saw was, don't take that bait. That 9-to-1 devaluation that they're talking about, that is chaos. That is chaos. Stay away from that. Go back. History is important, You go back to 1986, and when they devalue the money, when they introduce VAT, when they cut public servant salary and whatnot, and you realize from the time that those measures were implemented, you had chaos, you had pandemonium, you had people on the street. Where you go and don't take that bait. I heard Emily Elias talking about 9-to-1 and all that. Always stay away from that. Yeah? That wasn't said when Imbe and those people were in Ministry of Finance and doing what they want to do, all kind of chaos in the ministry and in the economy. Nobody said anything about that. Be careful.
It's not now we've been facing these forex shortages and extra measures curtailing our ability to access forex. So how we now come in with them suggestions?
Well, the thing about it is that if in fact there's no one way of solving any problem, with most problems, 90% of the problems that you're faced with, there are options.
Yeah.
There are measures that you can try. You could use this, you could use that, you could use alternatives.
Yeah.
And that is where, the astuteness of management and managing our economy comes into effect. Yes, you have a forex problem. Yes, you may have to deal with increasing your export levels. Yes, you may want to think in terms of the valuation. Those are options. The interest rate, your manipulation, the interest rate. Yes, you may need things like foreign direct investment, but you can't get that all at once. All these measures that you could take into account. But you, as the Minister of Finance, you have alternatives. You take what you believe, because some people believe that when you're an economist, or when you have some economists don't care about nobody, all this, but I relate to one. And he only tell me about no concern about the social implication or the political implication of measures when you introduce measures into economic measures. You have to think about people. You have to think about the poor, the impact on the poor, impact on unemployment, impact on consumption. All these, yes, you need to cut back on imports and that kind of thing, but you have to take the social factor into account. You have to think politically, because whatever measure you take there could capsize your government. Understand that, and don't take that bait from those people. And then last week I listened to a program on another station which some people branded as the PNL station, and you had certain hosts who were there, and they were expectant in terms of devaluation, and this because they know that is going to create problems. So there's a sort of a euphoria in those people to see that government, they have no option. They have to do that, because what they're looking for is the government to not capitulate but capsize. Yeah. So this is what I want to say really, and express my sentiments in terms of what I saw and what I observed. And I am probably advising as a humble man, nobody, I am no expert, I am ordinary citizen. Don't be careful with those people who come in there and put in things on table. And in fact, most of the economists tell you, don't go that way. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have to be extremely careful with these measures because they have side effects, and the side effects could be greater than the positive effect of the measure itself. So we have to be cautious as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. Morning.
How are you this morning?
I am great, man, in the land of the living. And how are you?
Well, I'm also as great. I'm in the great twin island of Trinidad and Tobago, in the land of the living, also in the world. So when I hear Uncle just now talk about Emily Elias come up with $9, where he come out from? He came up with that because the Prime Minister then, or Prime Minister now, who became the opposition leader in 2015, when the PNM got into office with a recession economy, 3/4 or 4/4, 3/4 of negative growth, that means we were in a recession, said to us, based on how the PNM met the economy, that the best thing for us to do was to devalue the dollar. And they were on a campaign for nearly 6 or 8 months in the first year of the PNM incarnation that we should devalue the dollar. They even had a former PNM Minister of Finance arguing the same talk. So that is why when they got into office and they reached this position, people are assuming that is where we do. Emily Elias, US and Canadian for how many years he been saving his money outside. So he probably looking to eat our food. Right. But that conversation came from the present administration. So if people calling on them now to do what they was asking for, don't vex with them. All right, brother? All right. Hypocrisy, you call that.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you very much. Emily Elias is one of the preferred contractors in Trinidad and Tobago at this point not now, before. I guess we might see less of those purple letters on buildings, government buildings to be built across the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago now. But I understand sometimes oppositions can suggest measures that have extremely detrimental side effects to government. But obviously when they are in a position of governance, they think once, twice, 3 times about putting those same bitter measures into place, because also of the political ramifications. They will try a plethora of other options first. And it is only if there is no other option available, there is no other avenue, then they may take options that really have a detrimental effect on the population. So I understand what you're saying as well, Mr. Barataria. And now in government, this government is very, very cautious from the start up till now. And I am happy that that is the position they have taken. They are very cautious about putting additional hardship onto the population of Trinidad and Tobago. And insofar as there are some difficult measures that have been taken, in other aspects, we all who love Trinidad and care for the people, we encourage and we pray that they could find ways to fix whatever harsh measures have been taken to deal with certain things, right? But I understand your point, Mr. Barataria. And I would like to see, even with these big contractors like NH, etc., who can come forward and say these things without any economic impact on him personally. I would like to see greater equality. Share some of them contracts you have. Go ahead. Morning, KFC.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, brother.
I said the program booming by. I say condolences to Ghost and the family. Our UNC member passed away. Ghost?
Ghost? I will check after and see who it is. I might know him by face.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Elias, right? That wasn't Rowley's best friend?
That was Mr. Rowley, neighbor in Goodwood Park. Where the wood is good.
So you love small pen?
Where the wood is good.
Guys, them fellas love? So why didn't bring the idea when the PNM was the free last 9 years? But we don't want to hear your nonsense with that garbage.
Yeah, the public forum is there. They could say what they're saying, but we ain't want to hear. KFC and Fuad don't really want to hear, right? You mute your call, brother.
Yeah, I said I'm going to go and drop my daughter to school. Bless their love.
Yeah.
And them, boy.
Blessings, brother. Blessings. Yeah. I always, if it's one thing, I give credit to KFC and his efforts with those children. Right? He might be cantankerous. He's a cantankerous fella if all I didn't know. Right? But yeah, loving he has. He's a loving cantankerous fella. But he put in that effort behind those children as well. And it warms my heart to see, because sometimes as I appreciate the children, so you would share a little picture sometimes them off to school when they do exceptionally well in their exams and their assignments as well. And that is what it is about, eh? After all is said and done, for us who have love and care in our hearts, is about making that next generation better than us. It is about, we may be short in certain ways, not exposing them to our failures. Or if we expose them, it is to educate them and show them that there is a better way. Or if they are to see our shortcomings, it is because they see us struggling, fighting to overcome them. And so thus they are inspired to do better than us. It is one thing to be you, to exist, but to create better, to be part of creating a better human being than yourself. That's all that this is about as well. And we must want for others what we want for ourselves. At least. Morning caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Good morning to you.
Hey,
brother.
Morning, my brother.
Yeah, I say KFC dangerous.
I feel it's cantankerous I use. Which one I use?
So it's about me, well, it's me.
That word ain't invented, boy. That word ain't. I'll go deep down. I'll go deep down in the core of Trinidad and find a word for you just now.
You really have to go, but I want to say that the good word to say about KFC being our father, that is well received.
Yeah.
It is true. He has two beautiful daughters, and he does try. He does try with them. He and his child mother, his girlfriend. They try a lot with the kids and them, and they all try to look nice and pretty, and you know, I understand. That's a good thing. I want to say this about the school a little bit again, because I am asking for the cameras to be on the officers and them who is going to be by the schools and them. I don't want body cameras to be on them, so we could see and hear what take place if any incident take place there, that we could see, because we know it are some police out there where wicked and malicious. I hope that then sudden gangster police in the school.
No.
You know what I mean? I hope not.
No. Oh God, I hope not.
Hand, gun on the foot, gun in a big machine gun. You know what I mean? I thought 9 gun, I thought handgun 9, I thought 9 in a waist good.
Concealed as much as possible as our last resort.
You know what? I hope I know, like, if the company Laventille out there come, guns on the back, guns on the hand, gun in front of the street. Then there's about 4 guns coming. One officer has about 4 guns coming in Laventille, you know. 4 guns in. By kneecap, by hand, the elbow, by in the hand, by waist. Yes, I have guns. I am saying that I hope that body cameras will be put on these officers and them who is going to station by schools and them. That I do not know why the officers them do not use body cam, because it is something that it work. And if you could go back and watch the videos and see what happened, what took place. I observed in America, time a police stop you. Before you come out the car, he put on the body cam.
They don't want to be accountable.
Don't be accountable for, because if you do the right thing, it's not a problem to anybody.
What do you mean? You're going to get award. I going to give awards when I see officers operate with their body cameras and they risk their life and limb to protect and safeguard us and follow the procedure as best as possible. But is the most at our award we should be giving officers if we're able to see what they're doing. But they know what they're doing. Them fellas.
Yeah, because I'm a fan of body cameras. I started to do some research on that, and it worked for police, and it also worked for the victim and made people wrong. And you know something, I see on body cameras, police in America shoot you and still running to assist you, trying to keep you alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when police shoot you, tell me reach the hospital, you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah. I ain't even want to go into the kind of things that they be doing.
So I am saying that I hope that the commission and the government really take my advice by putting on these body cameras on these, especially by these schools where they're going to stay by, because I know I am seeing the backlash, I'm seeing the danger at that, because and I hope a trained officer know to deal with children, because these is children, Yes, we might have a hardcore child in between the mix, but these is kids, and I hope they ain't going to force and to drag people children in a jeep and 4 or 5 police holding up a school ball, dragging them. It looks so disgusting. You know what I mean? So I agree with the police being there. I agree with, you know what I mean, shipping up the schools and whatever.
Yeah.
But make sure that the police have the body crime. I see that the deputy Secretary of State sent out a media release saying that he have a talk with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and he for public support for the U.S. in the South Caribbean. I say, as I tell somebody yesterday, stop saying that we're not in it. We done in the belly of the beside. We done in the stage from Cuba to Venezuela to America. We name a calling. The question now is that's how we to get out of this. How we to get out of this? Because we done in it already. The head of state take a side. She said, kill them violently, shoot them down, pump them up. She full support. She say, America coming, our country coming. Okay to come in. So we in it. We done in it. We not we in it. We in the fire. We in the belly of the beast. The enemies watching us. The enemies of America watching us. Because we see that to America, hey, Trinidad and Tobago, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, they have them support. So we are in the belly of the beast. The question I want people to be asking, if they have a problem with it, how could we get out of it? Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem at all. Well, you know, Kingsley, that's the only one of the few topics we kind of disagree on there, because I am extremely cautious when it comes to the United States and some other imperial powers and their activities across the world, and in particular in our region as well. You know, we know the history, so you know we agree to disagree. We have found ourselves in a quite a spot, quite a position, and to be honest, I think not just me but many other people are just hoping that it blows over. We're hoping that we don't see much more aggravation of that situation at all. You know, we a little happy we see at least Mr. Sobers, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, stating, well, we have good relations with our neighbors still, despite the regrettable language in between. Right? Talk is cheap, right? And we hope that the talk takes a turn in a better direction. But we also hope that we don't see history repeat itself in the way that, you know, the United States has acted in other places, right? And in our space as well in the past. We don't really want that deception and then action that follows sometimes. We don't want that. We don't want that, right? So we stick into what is taking place domestically. We have our eye on what is taking place also in the region as well. We have our different views, and we are mature enough and sensible enough as adults to understand what is taking place. We understand the stance as well, and the derivatives of the stance of alignment to America, and also the challenges of alignment to other entities as well, right? We understand the wider geopolitical situation, and that caution, that balance, that we're in a difficult position. And I think many thinking Trinbagonians who are educated on the topic understand that. I think from a moral perspective, many people have put their foot down in a certain stance because they understand what has been taking place in the world as well. And that has pushed people to align with alternatives to what the West offers at times, right? And that is fair. That is more than fair. Above everything, I think Trinbagonians praying for peace, right? We're praying for peace. That is the potential for prosperity and to fix your situation and to go forward in conditions of turmoil and war, destruction is what usually follows. And we don't want that. We have had a certain degree of destruction and hardship over the last 10 years. I know Trinbagonians, or they're accustomed to it kind of easy, and we like it kind of easy. Some of us have the capacity and the strength to take pressure too, but for the most part, because we live in this tremendous Twin Island Republic of milk and honey, we are accustomed to it easy. And adjusting to hardship is challenging. And our leaders know that too. Our leaders know to be careful with we and deal with us in a certain way as well. Right? As I said before, what drives many of us to do things is this love of money, right? This desire. And of course in the news is a trio held in Trin City for a drug shipment. Not cocaine from Venezuela though. Cannabis, I believe, right? 3 suspects were arrested and a quantity of cannabis seized during an anti-crime exercise conducted in the Trin City District on Saturday. According to police media release on Monday, officers of the DCP Operations Unit conducted an exercise at Mokoya Industrial Estate around 4:20 p.m. on September the 6th, based on intelligence received about an alleged drug shipment. During the exercise, 82 black packets, 4 brown packets, 2 transparent packets, and 1 red packet, all containing cannabis, were discovered. The suspects, ages 26 to 42 of Trin City and Shogunas, were arrested for possession of cannabis for the purpose of trafficking. It going, it coming. There's business people, how come I ain't seeing no picture for them? No names. How long ago this is? Quite Saturday. What's going on? I feel them as business people. You know, when it is people who they consider of a certain stature, you don't see names and you don't see identities and pictures and all kind of thing. I feel that might be the instance here. No mention of where it coming from or where it going, if it's going out, or if most likely, I mean, the consumption of cannabis is our greatest challenge in terms of drugs in Trinidad and Tobago. Even though we have the use of cocaine and especially that terrible crack cocaine as well, it has a devastating impact. But the wide use of all of those strains of marijuana, of cannabis, I think for sheer volume and impact, because of the volume and the level of use, its damage is significant as well. And we have to really meet that challenge. We have to meet that challenge. We have as a headline the finance minister also taking on the issue of the valuation, right? That we would have spoken about a bit. And of course the sensational headline is cabal after cabal will fall. Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku has ruled out a devaluation of the TNT dollar, saying that a thriving black market for US currency is fueling a wider cabal engaged in major crimes, including illegal gambling and money laundering. For if we don't know, now we know, right? We have serious challenges as well with they say illegal gambling, but legal and illegal gambling. Be careful, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm saying that scourge of addiction not only to drugs, addiction to gambling is a scourge on Trinidad and Tobago as well. And we need to be cautious with these things. I'm just saying, right? So, in particular though, Mr. Tanku is drawing the connection between illegal gambling and Forex, right? And the black market for Forex and other issues. And of course, he's also speaking about, money laundering that also takes place within that realm. According to Mr. Tanku, several large businesses which have benefited from preferential access to foreign exchange over the years have expanded operations abroad. In contrast, he said a devaluation under current conditions would make it difficult for the average small and medium enterprise to survive. I'm happy that we are thinking about small and medium enterprises as well. They are the backbone of a economy, of a society, not just the mega corporations and those who have grown and become monopolies in some markets. We need to share, right? The NH and the other mega businesses, builders in Trinidad need to take some of that which they are benefiting from and share it among smaller and medium enterprises so that they can also build, so they can also sustain their families and their workers, so that they could grow as well. Not just, the monopolization of opportunity. Responding to questions from the Express yesterday, Tanku said the government has plans including short-term measures to address the foreign exchange crisis. In the short term, we have limited foreign exchange being earned by existing market operators. In the short term, we have limited foreign exchange being earned by existing market operators. We have to maximize the use of existing foreign exchange while stimulating new sources of foreign exchange generation, he said. I think we understand that one is the most critical for us. We have to find ways to earn foreign exchange. And that is why there's so much talk about, obviously, refining and restarting those operations. That is why we are looking towards the effort of increasing our exports, whatever we are able to produce and add value to and get out of Trinidad and Tobago to earn that foreign exchange. And of course, yes, we are simultaneously making that effort to decrease the outflow of demand of foreign exchange, because when we purchase abroad, so it is a challenging issue that we have faced for some time, and we have to meet it with proper energy and a wise head as well. Obviously, I took Barataria's word for it, although I had to be careful with his words sometimes, but I take his word sometimes, right? As a government, you have to be careful of the measures that you take, because there are impacts on your population as well. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum, Fuad.
Wa alaikum salam.
All right, cool. Just having some little memories of how we sit here with you when you was 1 year old and 2 years old. You're a miserable little fella, Not about it.
Serious?
Yeah, what's one? Now let's take on this, and I'm just facing with this, and I know you're familiar with this already. So look what happened in Libya. Look what happened in Afghanistan. Look what happened in Grenada. Look what they do to Cuba and Venezuela on the map again. You see, I'm not even quite sure if Maduro is this big narco trafficker as America trying to portray, like they portray all other leaders that they mash up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After today, you telling me they can't remove the sanctions on Cuba, brother? America have this imperialistic way, and they always bully other countries. They wouldn't wage war with any country of any significance, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Advantage is the way. They ain't looking for a fair fight.
Yeah, this is colonization and imperialism at the highest order once more, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hear the stand our government is taking, and I am saying that the other Caribbean countries, we are the closest to Venezuela. So we might feel the brunt of the immigration and the narco war more than Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia, and all those other countries put together. You with me? I think we are the biggest of the transshipment points, if that is really what is being put out there, so to speak. You know, and we have to accept that. So for her to make that stand today, knowing still the American quote-unquote agenda, it has left us in a little vacuum somewhat. So I don't know how this will really unfold. And as you say, brother, I hope it unfolds in a way that we could still come out with flying colors and looking good with our Caribbean counterparts and neighbors. Because right now they vex ourselves with us. And that's the reality, brother. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if when Kamala go to a CARICOM leadership meeting, if she goes, if she will be booed or how she will be treated, you know, but it's a lot of venom being sent to her and being sent to Trinidad from this perspective right now. So that's just my little rant right now, brother. And nice to see you go up with a handsome young man, a father of 4 children and a beautiful family. Take care, brother. Blessings all the time forward. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Blessings. Yeah, so let me correct you. You're correct on the first one with handsome, but the second one, I have 6 children. Good morning, caller.
Salamu alaikum, Baka.
Hey, wa alaikum salam, brother. Strength, welcome.
Yeah, brother. And the guy said, if Saddam could not do it, Gaddafi could not do it.
That is the only one he had missed out. No, well, not the only one he missed out because they have a long resume, but he missed out Iraq in between.
Yeah, Iraq could not do it to the largest, one of the largest army down there. And the Hellfire missile down in Iran the other day. Right? If they could have do it, how Kamala could do it, boy? How China could do it, don't have a F-16 or F-18 or tank, I don't know. Maybe she might go on. I know she might show them she breasts or something and America will run away.
Yeah, careful, careful. Keep it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right.
Trying to, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But I understand what you're saying, the challenges.
Yeah, the challenges, yeah. And for years, for hundreds of years, the Viking and the Normans and the Saxons coming down in the Andes and taking, when ships come down, ships must leave it well.
Yeah.
And when Christopher Columbus came down here, when he came down, them leaving it well. Now we see when ships came, a ship coming down again, Flotiramara, it had to leave it well. This is how this imperialist country came about, you know. They murdered the Apaches and them the Amerindian, you know. In America, they kill out these people and them, you know, and take their land, you know. And they continue doing it, you know. I don't know what we thinking and where we feel that America is some kind of, you know, and we have to depend on them. This is a murderer, rapers, killers.
Yeah, plunderers. It's not to say civilization. The most uncivilized. The most uncivilized. Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming to rob the country, regime change. They want the oil. You cannot, Baka, if you have gold in your land, and I want that. I want it. I not come in and deal with you. This is where these people and them think that them feel that this man died, this blue-eyed Jesus died, and give them the wealth of the whole world. This blue-eyed Jesus that imposed on us. Them feel they come and spread Christianity around the world and take the people and them with murder them, you know, with this blue-eyed Jesus, you know, I established that, you know. And it wasn't done back unless we stand, you know. We had to stand against it, and Russia standing against this man. You know. America wouldn't give up back because you cannot nationalize the resources, and these Viking and Normans and Saxons want it. All they exist was to destroy the people and their land. When this brother here, Mansa Musa, he come down in the Caribbean, you remember, he come and he spread the Islam. He come and spread all around the Caribbean and everything. And what it might feel kind of thing here, but what the Shaitan do now is send the Vikings and Normans to destroy Islam around the world and establish this Christianity. And this Christianity will enslave the human being, tell them that the God is a white man. Imagine that tell me they could kill God, Babaka. And when they kill God, we had to pray to that God that they kill. The criterion of God could never dead, could never born. But they kill God. Baka bless you guys say it wrong. If Iraq and them country could not do it, when we can't do it. And when Hannibal was walking through the Alps forward, it had other villages was threatening because Rome sent some people, some villages, you know, other countries to stop him now. So what he did, Baka, he just marched the army over them village and flattened them village. And one of the commanders in one of them village come up and cut a deal with him and asked him, I could let you pass. He want to cut a deal with it. So Hannibal telling him now, I don't cut deal with small countries, meaning like Trinidad. I don't cut deal with, I just walk my army over villages who not agree with me. He said, the man telling him, boy, I can make you travel it easier, I can make it hard. So he asked the man what you want. Hannibal asked the man what you want. He said, well, I want to control all the tribes. So if you don't cut deal with Trump, what are you going to do here, Baka?
Yeah.
You're going to flatten the country and put, Thank you, Baka. The guy said it right. If Iraq could not do it, we can't do it. And we had to side with the bully and we had to watch that robbery take place, Baka. And it's a sad thing to watch that robbery take place because we cannot do anything about it. Bless, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So, is a topic that everybody is looking at because of the impact it could have on Trinidad and Tobago. Some people are conscious of just the reality of our position and the reality of our weakness. You didn't put it across in the most poetic way, explaining our inability militarily to deal with such a tremendous force, right? But that is what he was trying to do, right? We are vulnerable. And in unity as well, we may find greater strength. So we also have to try to find a way to connect ourselves with others so that we can stand a little stronger against wrongdoing. Because we will look on and time will tell. That's one thing we must understand as well. Time is going to tell if the actions and the words that are being stated at this point in time are actually genuine. Time is going to tell. And we must learn as well as human beings, as people, as Trinbagonians, that the time is telling. And we would do well to say less and even sometimes do less at certain points. And just wait for time to tell. Right? So let us do what obviously is within our power. We understand our history. We don't like advantage. In our DNA, in the DNA of the Afro-Trinbagonian and the Indo-Trinbagonian, advantaged and brought over distance to work to enrich others. There's our shared history. And then obviously we have a shared history before. We have that shared history of experience being used, being taken advantage of. And then we have the shared history of being part of civilizations that were the standard for the world. And then we have the shared history of many of us coming from the same place, the bowels of Africa. Some of us Indo and Afro, eh? Who think there's Indo and Afro? So in our veins there runs that understanding that we do not like to be taken advantage of, and we have resisted in a number of ways, and we have found ourselves in a position where we have greater independence, not true independence per se, but greater independence over the land that we live on and we live in. So let us be mindful as we maneuver, right? Let us keep that understanding that we are trying to make the future for our children in particular better than our present and even better than our past. All right, so blessings to everyone this Tuesday morning. God bless, and we'll be back tomorrow. Take care.
To the Street 919 FM. You want to find something great to do with your Tuesday nights? You want to learn and understand the true reason for Jesus? Then join us every Tuesday night from 8